Oh man, that is perfect. Okay, time for dinner. We're going to cook up today a ribeye steak, and we're going to use the reverse sear oven finished technique. Now, you know I like sous vide steaks, but if you don't put the steak in the sous vide and it's dinner time, here's a way you can get it all done in 10 or 15 minutes. And we're going to use, in the process, we're going to use the this meter, MEATER, Bluetooth digital thermometer, to make sure that when it's in the oven, it comes out at exactly the right temperature. So you pretty well can't screw this up. Anyway, let's go. Okay, we're going to use the Dubai carbon steel pan, and we're going to turn it on to high. I'm going to get some butter out of the fridge, and at the same time we're going to turn the oven on to 400 degrees. So let's do that right now. And we'll let the oven heat up. So we put a nice chunk of butter in the pan, and we'll let that come up to temperature. Now we got to get the steak ready for all this. Okay, I've got this beautiful ribeye that the famous one you've seen in a couple other videos before over the past few days, but it is time to eat this thing. So we're going to get some paper towels, because one constant rule of searing meat is you want your meat to be as dry as possible. And since this isn't salted, I want to make sure that it gets salted pretty well. Boy, that's a good looking steak. And it's going to be delicious. So we'll dry it off real good. We will get our meter thermometer here, and we will put it in. And this works good no matter how thick the steak is. This is only about 1 inch thick. This isn't the thickest steak, but you want to make sure that you do get it centered in the meat. And there's a line on the thermometer, and you want to make sure that everything outside of that line sticks out, because it not only gives you a temperature reading of what's inside the meat, it gives you a temperature reading of the ambient temperature around the meat. So I'm going to salt this pretty good here. We want to make sure that we also salt the edges. Just for your information, everybody keeps asking me where I got this stuff and what I'm using. So I have compiled quite a list of my kitchen equipment and everything down in the description of the video. And if you want to buy it there, that's great. It's an affiliate link. They pay me a few pennies commission, but doesn't cost you any more. So the links are there. Everything I use, pans, electrolytes, and everything else. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here with this hot pan. It's about 325. I'm going to let it come up a little bit more. You do want this meat to be seared real well, and it takes high heat. So, and this is really a simple process. Generally, once it starts smoking, it's okay. So we're going to start again by searing the edges. Now you won't be able to sear the back because of the thermometer in there, but yeah, you know, just do the best you can. Okay, and we'll put that in there, and while it's searing on the first side, we're going to get our phone out and I am going to open the meter app on my phone, and I'm going to set up my cook, and I can say go to previous cooks and pick one of them, repeat the cook, and start the cook. I have this little screen recording thing in the way here. Okay, so now what's going to happen, it's telling me that my meat is 49 degrees already inside. The target temperature is 131, and the ambient temperature around the probe now is 135, and it's climbing. And this thing's, I'm just going to set this down, and it's going to give me alerts when it's, how long it's going to take to finish it, and when it's finished, to take it out and rest it. Oh, look at that. That is gorgeous. This is one of those bone-in ribeyes that I bought when Publix had it on sale. I bought the whole loins, and the butcher at Publix cut them up into steaks for me. I think I paid $5 or $6.99 a pound for it. So that's when you buy this stuff, and I know Publix has a sale right around every major holiday, especially Thanksgiving and Christmas, but I believe Easter as well. Just want to make sure you get a good sear on it. And then our meter has just beeped, and it says we have 8 minutes remaining. So I can shut off the burner, and I can take this thing, and the handle isn't hot yet, but one thing you gotta remember, because everybody burns their pan once on this. When you put a pan like this in the oven, I don't care what kind of handle it's got, whether it's rubber, wood, metal, whatever it is, you do not want to be grabbing onto a 400-degree pan. I've learned that lesson the hard way. But at this point, you can still handle it, but this is your friend. So we're going to take this now off the heat. Let's go slide it into the oven. Shut the door, and that's it. That's really all the work that there is to it. I can shut off the fan, and right now it says I got 7 minutes remaining, but it'll probably be a little sooner than that. So we will be back when it's done. Okay, got about 1 minute left, and the temperature's 126, and since it's going to heat up a little bit when it rests, I'm going to take it out now. So I got to be very careful, make sure I'm wearing my glove, get the steak out, and that is done. Shut off the oven, take the steak off the heat. Again, make sure before you touch this thing. Now it tells me to remove it from the heat, so I do. And make sure you don't grab on the handle with your bare hand. I'm going to take the steak, I'm going to stick it in the pan, and I'm going to remove the thermometer, twist it, and it loosens it up, and you can pull it right out. And I'm going to run it under some cold water here, just to make sure I don't burn myself when I touch it. Okay, my app says that it's ready, so I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to take what butter is left in the pan, and I'm going to pour it on the steak, and that basically is all there is to that. So it took a grand total of maybe 10 minutes or less to do all of that. And let's see what it looks like here. Oh man, that is perfect. In fact, I'm gonna have to taste a little bite of this, because if you guys couldn't see me eating, if you can't see me eating this, then it's just not a complete video. So that looks absolutely perfect, and I'm going to taste it now. God, that's good. It's like a scene right out of the Matrix. Okay, so I'm going to go finish this thing. Shouldn't talk with my mouth full. And you guys can take the rest of the day off. Eat meat.